G'day and welcome to how to snazz up the Surya Namaskaram. It's important we give accolades to the spaces that we are occupying at the moment. Salutations to the Shiva Shakti aspect of the Pranamaya Kosha. In this video we are particularly focusing upon form. I shall put together another video at another later date that focuses on the inner mechanisms of the sequences, but for now we're focusing on form. So to begin, it's a gentle back bend, gentle stretch forward. Feet are hip width apart, breathing in, looking up, breathing out, exhalation. Again, trying to stretch through the hamstrings and keep the spine as close to the back of the lungs, breathing out, pulling and contracting the stomach muscles in, taking a step back, left leg reaching far back, breathing in, looking up, and keeping the legs stretched, observing that there's no arching of the back. Now, the tendency to compensate for the stretching of the back by lifting the chin, so we're going to ensure that the chin is reaching the chest, which creates a bandha. This bandha is the bridge between the physical and the breathing bodies. The bandha is the lock of the throat. Pushing the right leg back, plank position. And we come into the first Chaturanga Dandasana of the sequence. Our hips are not touching the mat. So the lift off the pelvis from the floor. You can also secure the location of the lumbar spine by twisting the head to the left and right, pushing back into the first down dog. Now, ideally this sequence, where the positioning of the hands and the feet are on the mat, is where they're going to remain for the duration of the sequence. This takes a bit of time to master, and your sense of judgment will be sharpened and measurement. Again, pushing through the legs, stretching the knees, pushing through the back, trying to keep that back as straight as possible. And the sequencing of the feet and hands upon the mat will ensure stability for the rest of the sequences, that you don't have to worry about these extremities throughout the rest of the sequence. So lifting up the right leg, stretching back, lunging forward, and this time the left leg is back, right leg is forward again, observing not to bring the chin too high up into the sky. It's at about a 45-degree angle. Stretching the lunge, bringing the left foot forward into the front, folding forward. You can cross the arms, and that will release the lower back. Gently, very gently and slowly, with the in-breath, reaching up, gaining a bit of length also, and a gentle arch back. Chins to the chest, otherwise you'll get dizzy and there'll be no oxygen to the brain and you'll fall backwards. So I've done that before and I was caught by my teacher. Namaste. Okay, same sequence to the other side of the body, gaining some length before the arch, keeping the feet hip width apart, that ensure that you're not losing balance during the arching back. There's a lot of trust that goes into the body with eyes closed, arching back. It's an unusual position to be in, and your counterweight can be thrown off if not horizontal axis is ensured. So breathing in, looking up, breathing out, folding forward once again. Synchronizing momentum. The breath isn't all that important at the moment. Bodily awareness is. So, to direct the motion of the bodily awareness, it might be necessary to enhance the stretch. Lunge the right foot back. Again, 45-degree angle. We're not going for pain, just going to the point of discomfort. That could be the running definition of asana. Left foot into the back, plank position. Again, maintaining awareness of the position of the hands and legs. Dropping chin, breathing in, looking up. Pushing back to down dog. In the down dog, stretching the legs. You'll really start to feel a tingling sensation throughout the back of the hamstrings. You can push forward through the palms, pushing down the palms, pushing down the feet. Breathing in, bring that left foot forward once again. So this is a basic 12-step sequence of the Surya Namaskaram. One that is very well practiced. Morning, ideally the first thing you do when you wake up. The reason for these videos is that being a very slow sequence, and granted that it's been done every day without break, it can be very repetitive, and in that repetition there's a kind of lack of awareness that could take place, just going through the motions. So this sequence, with the additional few asanas that I shall show, will help to bring a bit of energy to the sequence. So finishing up in that, bend back and namaste. Just taking a moment to catch the breath. Again, you can extend the momentum by lifting up as far as you can with the arms. And breathing in, looking up, we're going for the second lunge. And this time, what you can do is bring both arms to the inside of the foot. And folding forward, and the outside of the foot, as you will see when I do the inverse of this, that the leg is stretched out, so it's a hip opener essentially, opening the hips. Breathing. From there, walking the foot to the far side of the mat to prepare for the pigeon pose. Now, depending on the angle of the foot to the hip, that front leg will determine the degree of stretch. Now, locking onto that back foot, just the toes to begin with, or perhaps the rest of the foot depending on your degree of ability, and bringing that foot closer to the buttocks so that stretch is enhanced. That's a great one for the lower back. Deep breaths here again, come back into rest. Now in this lock, what is not visible again is another bandha, which is an energetic compression, the base of the spine. So I'm drawing in the space between in the sacral chakra, squeezing that during the breathing, not overdoing it. And you can do that. That's okay. My forehead is resting on the hands so that the spine is straight. Okay, and to get out of that posture, just come back to the plank. Up face. Again, that lower chakra, sacral chakra, can be positioned by twisting back. And now we can check that the chin is able to face up since the legs are compensated. Breathing, observing, and moving back down into the balasana, child's pose. And in the breathing, you can almost hear with your inner ear a sense of khamsa, which is almost like the carrier signal sound of the breath, the sa. Alright, crawling back into the chin, reaching the top of the mat, and this is the Ashtangasana. 8 points of contact between the body and the floor. This is usually, depending on the school of yoga that you're familiar with, this is usually included as part of the Surya Namaskaram sequence. There's a gentle lifting of the chin, up face, back into the down dog. And bringing the right foot forward into the same sequence. We just did that hip opening sequence. To the left, with the rest in between now onto the right. So very moving gently, opening the hips. There should be a little bit of discomfort here, although in some good time that discomfort will become sort of tolerable, knowing that any sort of discomfort will bring one into the field of potential awakening of dormant energy. We are programmed to be seekers of pleasure, the pleasure principle. So any sort of discomfort is sort of intuitively avoided, but we have to override that through the stretches, not going for pain, but observing the limits. Breath can bring that awareness there. Bringing the left foot closer to the buttock with the hand. See if you can bring both hands to the foot, and from there there's a bit of leverage. You can bring the arms closer to the back of the head again, observing the Jalarandabasa and the Bandha. Releasing, gently let go, and folding forward. And creating the bandha at the base of the spine, which is pulling in the space in between the genital region and the anus. That actually creates like a plug, as it were, so that the breathing goes there and doesn't go and become dissipated. While it's sort of like an advanced technique, the benefits of this Mahabandha are very well excluded in the Vedic literature, and it becomes self-evident how important it is to create an energetic seal at that base for the breath to move and not move any further. Plank position. Up face, clenching the buttocks. Chin to the chest for the bandha of the throat chakra. And so the air energy creating some kind of vortex there. Baby pose. Release, let go. Observing the breath. You can let go of the bandhas as well at this point. It's just purely breathing. Shred the spine. Crawling, bringing the chin to the front of the mat. Ashtangasana. It's just the feet, knees, the hands, and the chin and the chest, which are 8 points of contact in total. Ashta means 8. Dropping that. Breathing in, looking up. And this is another way you can advance the energetic quality of the asana, of the sequence Sun Salutations, by creating this bow pose, Dhanurasana, locking onto the back of the feet or the ankles and dropping the chin again. Stretching is created with that lock. Any back bending stretch will energize the body. Any forward bending stretch relaxes the body. The spine has that dual function that energy travels through. Shiva Shakti Shrusuna. Down dog. So these are little changes that occur within the Sun Salutation. Again, the hands and feet are in the same place, positioning on the mat throughout the whole sequence. Jump back to the front of the mat and very gently, using the upward force of the spine, breathing in very slowly. I'm doing very quickly here because I'm experienced. Any quicker than that, you'll dizzy. Gentle arch back. You can bring the toes on a inverted, like almost like a triangle. That will ensure you don't fall. And pranam. Take a moment to observe movement of energy, being present with the posture, noticing the khamsa breath. Remember that yoga is to feel free in the body. It's not to create more structure, more discipline, more order. It's a discipline that frees one. So feel free to move around. Gentle arch back, folding forward. Jump back into the up phase. And this is a danda, which is also known as the Indian push-up. It could be understood as going from down dog to up face, down dog to up face, without moving the hands. It's just the lower lumbar spine that's moving here. Trying to keep the back straight, keeping the legs straight, breathing in and out. So the out breath pushes down, the in breath reaching, stretching. Breathing in, looking up, breathing out, pushing back. Breathing in, looking up, breathing out, bandha, breathing in, breathing out. And this awakens a lot of dormant Kundalini energy. This is a Kundalini yoga practice. Very highly secretive practice. But it's a great one to activate that energy because it's directing the energy through the spine. Now I can rest in down dog, pushing down through the palms. And the second sequence that's also very beneficial Kundalini activation, also named after a few more animals. These are all the postures of animals. There are 84,000 asanas in which Shiva described to Shakti in Mount Kailash in their Himalayan abode. most of which are animals. Some are tools, such as the boat and the bow. This is the cat to cow. Breathing out. So the knees are planted on the ground. So the palms and the feet. Breathing out, the chin to the chest. And the spine is bent the other way. Breathing in, looking up. And creating that lock on the out breath. But completely exhaled with no breath in the stomach. I'm pulling the stomach muscles to the back of the spine. Rotating and giving an inner massage to the internal organs. This will be shown again in a meditative posture. I'll take my shirt and show you the movement of the internal organs there. But what that does essentially, the benefits are endless. Endless benefits. You're orientating the internal organs with a positive or negative charge. So a lot of awareness. Do this very slowly. Breathing out, back to the cat. Arching the spine ever so slightly. Breathing in, looking up. And going clockwise and anti-clockwise with that internal movement. Pushing back into the down dog. Jump back to the front of the mat. I'm just going to hang here for a bit. Just hang. It's a great heart chakra opening sequence, just to connect the hands behind the back. Breathing in. Arms reaching up to the sky. Very slowly, gentle arch back. Folding forward. Pranam. Just observing the effect that has upon the body, the expectations that may or may not have been achieved or attained, and observing that sense of peace. There is a sense of peace that comes through the practice. If peace is the center of the jewel, then the lotus around it should be observed also. Is there a feeling of guilt or shame during that peace, that it should be shared or should be hid away, or the quality of the breath can give that description. Anyways, back to the motion of the form. This is another interjection in the Surya Namaskaram. This time coming up into the lunge. The foot, you see, is directly 90 degrees above the base of that knee, and gentle twist behind. That might click your spine. Dropping the pelvis. Locking onto the back of the foot. You can use your arm. Give a bit more of a twist to the torso. Arms reaching up. Gentle arch back. Observing that you're stable on the ground here. Fire breath. Rapid fire breath. Kapalabhati. Resting back upon the knee. Chaturanga. Cobra or up face. And back to the down dog. The fifth of the again, that same sequence to the right side of the body. Enhancing the lunge, chins to the chest. Dropping the back leg, reaching up as high as you can with the arms, stretching through the arms. Again, the twist to the right side. Now you can see, having the camera facing this way, it's a very good twist. 90 degrees from the foot to the knee. Locking onto the back foot, you may perform a mudra with the free arm unlocked. Breathing in, stretching up. Kapalabhati. Ensuring that the Mula Bandha is engaged. Breathing in, looking up, lunge. The breath is not forced. Front foot to the back, folded forward. Just gonna hang here for a while. Alright, the next one we can do to spice up the practice of this Sun Salutation a bit. This is obviously the Trikonasana, triangle pose. It's a beautiful stretch through the front knee, starting with the right foot in the back, so the left leg is having the stretch. The hips are slightly tilted, locking onto the front foot, or you can use a bolster. Reaching up to the right, the head is at almost a 90-degree angle, just as you would be standing. Really breathing, expanding the whole length of the arms. Pushing down through the knee, observing that sensation of discomfort. Compensate it with the breath. Breath is a prayer. Khamsa. And give a rotation to the wrist. Looking on both feet to the front foot, and this is the inverted, the Parivitrikonasana, whereby we're keeping the legs positioned as they are. However, there is a torso stretch by shifting the weight onto the reaching of the left arm. It's almost like a funnel is being created in the stomach here, and the breath is moving there. So what that does is a great sense of balance. Triangles are depictions of eternal measurement and balance. It's all about planes and axes at this point in yoga. We're just purely focusing on the formation. Back to down dog. Yep. Same sequence to the other side. It's not uncommon to feel a bit more ease on one leg rather than the other. We are obviously dependent upon one side of the body than the other, and the practice of yoga can address this. Breathing in, coming back into the lunge, bending the front knee. Again, chin to the chest. There's a very obvious tendency to want to look up, not just yet. The eye can be closed here to avoid distraction of the so we're not following thought with the eyes. This allows a bit more freedom of the Ajna chakra. This is a gentle swing left to right, just moving the hips, hanging here, loosen up the sacrum. Again, this I might point out is a very rushed sequence. I'm saying a lot and moving attention and energy from chakra to chakra. Don't pay too much importance to that if you don't understand it. It's completely fine. Again, it's just the formation that's important here. Reaching up, lifting, coming up onto the toes. That will give you a bit more balanced standing. Gentle arch back. Namaste. If you would like a private lesson, they are available. Just get in contact with me. I can come to you, or you can come visit me here at the studio. Just giving a twist to the body if space permits. And now some of the standing sequences. First up is the tree pose, gently rotation of the ankle, clockwise, anti-clockwise. At this point, you can find some sort of marker on the floor that you can look and gaze, and that will help with the balance of that vertical axis. Bringing your foot to the leg. The variations of the tree pose are many. Vrikshasana. Foot can rest to the hip space, the upper or the lower leg, but not onto the knee, or not to the knee. Reaching up. Crossing the arms. This is preparation for the eagle. So wrapping a twist of the legs. This really opens the upper space between the shoulders, as you can see. I'll do the same sequence to the other side. From the back, walking onto the leg, rotation of the ankle, sliding again. Bringing the foot to the leg. Feeling free to give yourself some time to practice. Just an hour a day. Tree pose. Doesn't mean blocking everything out, it just means giving yourself permission to tune in. Listening to the Khamsa bird. Breath inside the breath. What's going on in the mind is directly represented by the manifestation of the body. You can sit in the pose and shake it off. I think most yoga classes would start with the beginning, standing up. We are sitting down, Janu Shirsasana. So it's the same as the tree, this time flattened on the ground, so the foot's there. This is a side bend. Looking onto the front foot. You feel that burn through the pelvic floor muscle. Breathing, bringing the breath into the body. Folding forward, bringing the forehead to the knee. From here, moving into the cow pose, cow face pose. And you can twist the spine if you feel. Folding forward, Vajrasana. Relaxation comes through the folding forwards. There's another twist. In a way, the yoga is orienting the two or different synaptic structures of the pain and pleasure. This is a Kundalini exercise. It's a vast breathing. I'm lifting the base of the spine up off the ground and back onto the ground, and a rapid fire breath, which you'll see demonstrated very, very minutely. Shaking the head left to forward and up and down before left to right. I'm not ever going to try to do a full rotation of the neck. It just does not twist like that. And this is the full forward pose. Working with your ability to stretch, you can observe very much the legs. The legs carry a lot of prana. The most dense form of prana. There are 5 different forms of prana. It's another form of prana that aids with digestion. Rocking up and down on the back, left to right, feeling that contact with the floor. And this is the 3rd and final Kundalini building exercise, which isn't usually associated with a beginner's class. This is a way to activate the lower energies of the sexual energy that the Kundalini moves with. This is the bridge, locking onto the ankles, lifting the pelvis forward and back. Again, the chin to the chest for the Jaradha Bandha. And yep, you guessed it, there's another Bandha, the navel center. So working in time with the breath, we're going to do maybe 10 of these. Breathing in, breathing out. Keeping legs parallel. Take a moment to observe the beauty of the spine. shoulder stand, Sarvagasana. All the lower energies, just with the force of gravity, will be moving down or up, as it were, from the base to the throat. It's help with thyroid problem or breathing. Dropping the feet above the head. You may wish to remember the sankalpa of the practice. It's not just to try to amass infinite amounts of good energy, but to harness that energy and bring it inwards through the breath. And in that, the energy can purify from the inside out. Arms to the side of the head, Chakrasana, wheel birth. Please practice with extreme caution. Ensure that your feet are not going to slip off the mat, because you can do some serious damage here like that. I'm just showing off here. I may add a footnote to this showing off that I have been assessed to have ligamentation laxity when I was born. It's almost like being double jointed, so yoga was prescribed to me as the way to get in contact with that and utilize it for lubrication of the joint. Observing the energetic relationships here. Just observing without judgment. Every day is going to be different. Even every time of which one practices is going to be different. Rocking back and forth upon the spine. And accommodating to the demands of the environment. That's what yoga can bring. The body is part of the world. The mind is the body. But that internal aspect is separate from the happenings of the world. So we can't deny the body. We're using the body to get to that transcendental frame of mind. Folding forward. This is finishing off. Never want to end up with a back bend. It's always a forward bend. This is a back bend. And I'm releasing the Chaturanga Bandha. Supporting with the elbow. Shivasana. We're sleeping for a third of our lives. I'm not going to explain how to do that. The Shivasana is 1/3 of the life asleep, 1/3 awake, 1/3 dreaming. But there is another quality in the wholesomeness, which is the Turiya state. Anyways, back to the bandhas of the breathing. So here you can see I'm sitting in a extremely comfortable position. And expel all the breath from the lower abdomen, and I'm just sort of pulling the lower digestive system, whatever it is, into the back of the spine, and giving a bit of a washing machine kind of thing, going around in circles. Can't do it with air in the body. Kapalabhati looks like that. Breathing in and out, it's beginning by expelling all the air. Chin definitely has to go to the chest. Rapid fire breath. These are short breaths, short, quick breaths. The next pranayama after the asana comes pranayama, as indicated in the sutras of Patanjali. Blocking one nostril, exhaling from the other. Breathing in through the left, out through the right. Out through the right, in through the left. Balancing the hemispheres of the brain is the effect of that one. Protecting the chakras. You can visualize light surrounding the body like a cocoon, chrysalis. Now there's no need for any more effort. Folding forward, this is how I finish the practice. Giving thanks. The body will thank you also. So that's how to spice up the Surya Namaskara, just that little bit extra. There's some Kundalini yoga techniques in there. Of course, please practice at your own discretion. I am available to give you a bit more of a focus point if you wish to go into it a little bit more without doing any further damage. But thank you for watching and see you next time. Namaste. Om.